Welcome back, and now news from sports. Goa Football Association have got a green signal for laying artificial turf at the Tilak Maidan from the Sports Authority of Goa. SSG were initially against the idea to lease the ground solely to GFA, but both parties have sorted a few issues with regard to the ground's lease.
The days of uncertainty surrounding the lease of the Tilak Maidan are over. SAG has agreed to lease the ground to GFA.
The second MOU is regarding usage of the ground. Once it is leased to Goa Football Association for 30 years, the clause in the agreement would say that it would be meant for 30 years or till the artificial turf is in playable condition, whichever is earlier. But during that time, not only the Football Association and Football Federation will use the ground would be also utilized by SEG and the Department of Sports and Youth Affairs. That was the understanding. And this understanding would be in the form of an agreement between GFA and SEG.
The Tilak Maidan would not host any political activities or cultural activities like the Carnival and Shigmo, henceforth, informed Executive Director of the SAG, VM Prabhu Desai.
No, functions, I'm afraid, with the introduction of artificial turf, we may have to make a way for the functions. So question of organizing Shigmo or Carnival festivals there, I think will not arise.
Speaking on the much-awaited Fatorda floodlights, Prabhu Desai said a single tower instead of the existing 4 Lumieres could come up at the stadium.
On that also in the morning we had discussion, and then in the presence of Mr. Albert Culasso, I spoke to our consultant. The consultant is arriving tomorrow as promised with the preliminary estimates and designs of the floodlights, which immediately after their arrival from Mumbai, we will be discussing with the Goa Football Association.
Initially it was that the entire stadium will be renovated with the floodlights for the national games. So will that still go ahead, or you're looking at only renovating the floodlights?
No, renovation of floodlights, rather it will not be renovation, but it will be altogether new floodlights with a single mast, that is, there would be 4 masts, but unlike the existing structure, you know, you will see a single mast like you see on the roadside, the high mast. It would be a high mast kind of structure for the floodlights, and it would be as per the FIFA specifications.
Our sports reporter Nikhil Pereira with video journalist Anil Sanadi.
Friends of Football of Panji are bent on seeing a football stadium come back to Kampal. FFP, led by Dr. Rufin Montero, do not want Kala Academies and Exure or any other project to come up at the site. After 2 serious agitations in the past, they have once again voiced their concern, but FFP are open to the idea of a stadium anywhere else in Panji if built in a suitable location.
We said that we must fight to see that the ground is preserved and the stadium is rebuilt.
But your agenda is that you would not want to see it in any other place in Panjim and only at that place. Why?
Well, that is the site of the historic stadium, that is the landmark of the city of Panjim. But if the government does have an alternative site where they are going to give good facilities for football and have a stadium where the football lovers of Panjim and North Goa can enjoy their football, then we would consider another site. But it has to be done very fast. It cannot be said that we are going to look for land, then we are going to get the land, and then we are going to do. That's going to take a hell lot of a time.
FFP's agenda still remains the same as it was. A football ground with good allied facilities like floodlights, stands and artificial turf.
So we had proposed that the government should set up a ground which is an all-weather ground for our conditions, an artificial turf maybe, so that our kids, our youngsters can play. A small enough stadium with a international size ground. All this has been already designed by architect Ramani of the GSIDC on the request of the MLA of Panjim, Mr. Manohar Parrikar, and with the blessings of the Chief Minister. And now we don't know why a U-turn is being made and the ground is trying to be reserved for a parking lot.
Dr. Montero relived his precious memories of the Kampal Stadium.
Right from my childhood days, we have been seeing. In fact, at that time it was the senior division league, and we had plenty of good stars of those years. Bernardo, Dominic, Nicholas, Jose, all the big stars, Vijay Lobo, Albino, were stars that played on this ground. And we used to sit even in the rains and watch the games being played as youngsters. And subsequently, there were even visiting teams that come and played here from Europe, like the Hungarian team.
FFP and Dr. Montero are hopeful that the CCP, if not the government, would help their cause. A sports reporter Nikhil Pereira with video journalist Sunny Narvekar.
And with this, we come to an end of this news bulletin. Stay tuned to Prudent for more updates. Goodbye.